All right, so it is Wednesday. I can never remember the date, August 3rd. I always have to look at it. Wednesday, August 3rd. So welcome to our Team Redefine Coach Opportunity Call. Some of you guys were in our behind the scenes look in our Facebook page. Some of you might not have, but regardless, tonight is about sharing what this coaching opportunity exactly is. We'll bust some of those myths that you're probably assuming. We'll also kind of walk you through a day in the life, and you'll also be able to meet some of our team members. So whether it be me that you've worked with in challenge groups, or Sharon or Farah or Michal, this way you guys get to hear different stories, different backgrounds, and truly different fitness journeys. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Kiera. I'm one of the co-founders of Team Redefine. I've been a Beachbody coach for almost 3 years now. Time flies when you're having fun. But my background wasn't always in fitness. I actually spent 9 years in corporate America in marketing and advertising, and working crazy amount of hours, traveling and so forth. But for me personally, I didn't feel connected to what I was doing. And so throughout my pregnancy actually was really when I struggled with exactly what am I passionate about. I felt like I was doing what I'm quote unquote supposed to do, right? Like I went to college for marketing, I got my degree, I'm working in marketing, but what else is there in life really? And so after having my son, I reconnected with a friend of mine from high school, and she actually was a labor and delivery nurse. She retired doing this coaching thing. And so I signed up blindly. So some of you that are listening to this call, was dialing in or listening to the recording, some of you might be in a challenge group. I didn't start in a challenge group. In fact, I didn't even know what Shakeology was, or like Insanity was, or anything of it was. I just really did it blindly. So I did. And I'll say I kind of figured it out along the way. But fast forward now, 3 years later, we have a team of about 50 or more women across the country, all different fitness levels and journeys, different backgrounds, different goals, right? Like for me, yes, I didn't want to return to the corporate world, but that's not everyone's goal. And so that's kind of one of the reasons why we thought it would be best to have different people speaking their experiences so far. So for me, this is my full-time job with part-time hours, I guess. I'm home with my 3-year-old son, and I help my fiance with his personal training studio. So for those of you that have been in my groups, the whole fitness and nutrition background, he's kind of taught me everything I know. I didn't know any of this stuff. So he's kind of taught me, molded me, and then I just kind of teach my coaches as well. But it's all about really finding your own path and your journey, throughout your journey, and what excites you, and finding what excites you. That's what one of the things that coaching is really, really cool about. So I don't want to steal anyone's thunder because our coaches have some really cool info to share with you. But throughout the call, if you're on the video, you can do a chat and you can ask us any questions. Other than that, at the end of the call, we'll open it up to questions. We are completely open book. We don't hide anything. We just honestly love being around people, and we really are excited to grow our team. And yeah, like I said, we're completely open book. So this is all about you guys. So if there's anything you feel like we didn't cover by the end of this, you let us know. We'll make sure we answer it. And for whatever reason you think about it after the call, you could always connect with your coach. And again, they'll be happy to answer your questions. So with that being said, I'm going to actually pass it off to Michal. She'll tell us a little bit more about her, and then she's going to share some details of coaching as well.
Hi. So my name is Michal Farkas. I live in Highland Park, New Jersey. I am a mom of 3. I currently have a 6-year-old, almost 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. I'm a wife. I also work kind of similar background as Kira, but I'm still in the corporate world in advertising. And I actually have a goal to leave that job. So I'm working on that. But I started coaching in December of 2014. And I did start out as a challenger back in October of 2014. After my first 2 months of being a challenger, I was like, I feel great. I just want to pay it forward, and I'm going to do coaching. I had no idea what coaching was. Kira kind of just approached me about the coaching opportunity, and I was like, yeah, I want to help other people. Why not? So I kind of, almost like her, blindly got on board. I knew what a challenge group was, but coaching, I had no idea. But I was just like, I feel great. Why can other moms feel great too? So that's how kind of I started my journey. I want to tell you a little about coaching, the actual business aspect of it. I know that a lot of people are like, well, what do you do? Where do you do it? When do you do it? So honestly, in terms of when you do it, you make your own hours. Depending on what your goals are within the coaching opportunity and within the business, you can put in as little or as much as you want. Really, it all depends on your goals. In the beginning, maybe really your goal is to cover your program and your Shakeology. So you decide you're going to put 10, 20 minutes a day helping one person a month losing weight. That could be your goal. But as your goals kind of grow, and depending on what you want out of this opportunity, you'll invest more time. I mean, you are your own CEO. You determine how much time you want to invest to your goals. It's like Kira said, it's a full-time job, but you're working part-time. So you put in as much or as little as you want. In terms of where you have to be, you don't have to be anywhere. You can be anywhere. All you need is your cell phone, a smartphone, an iPad, a laptop, whatever it is. You can be anywhere. You can be on vacation. You can be watching your kid's soccer game. You can be anywhere, and you can be working this business. So you have that big, huge flexibility. I know that some people are like, I'm really busy, and you're going to hear from Farah tonight, and no one has an excuse about being busy, because when you hear what she does, like, there's no excuses. But honestly, we all have the same amount of time in the day. It's really what we choose to do with our time. If something is your priority, you're going to make it your priority. Just like as a challenger, when you want to lose weight, you're going to make time to work out because you're determined to do that. So same with your business. If you put in the time because you want to do it. So if you want it, you'll make it possible. It's really as kind of simple as that. A little bit about what this opportunity holds for someone. Depending on what your goal is, I mean, the possibilities are literally endless. You are changing people's lives. I mean, if you just think about America and the trend of obesity, and you just be a part of that and help people start losing weight and start getting healthy, imagine being a part of that and the feeling that you get when someone says, thank you so much, you've totally changed my life. I'm now at my goal weight. I mean, that's amazing on its own. There's the financial opportunity here. I mean, depending on, again, what your goals are, you can make, like Kira said, a 6-figure income in this business. It really just depends what you want to do with it. One of the things that I've gained from this opportunity is confidence. I'm an introvert. Like, I'm just one of those people where I'm kind of like standing in the background and blending in. But I mean, I've totally come out of my shell, and I'm like a totally different person. And I love it. I love that what this opportunity has done for me. So that's like huge on its own. Also, it gives you, if you have a goal to travel, I mean, Beachbody Coaching really helps you with that. I mean, just on its own, the company rewards you for your efforts. And we just came back from Nashville from the Coach Summit. It was freaking amazing. There's just so much opportunity within this business. Some of the myths that I'm sure a lot of you are kind of thinking in your head and common misconceptions about coaching, I just want to go over those real quick. I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to push products on anybody. I don't want to push my family and friends. And honestly, as a co-founder of Team Redefined, we really don't want salespeople on our team. We want people. Okay. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, so we're not looking for people who are salesy and Beachbody this, Beachbody that. Honestly, we're really looking for people who are passionate about helping people, passionate about their own fitness and health goals, and just working on themselves, sharing their stories, and in turn, building those relationships where people start to trust you because you are a product of the product, and you see, like, before your eyes, people are watching your journey and they're like, wow, what is she doing? She looks like she's happier and she looks really good, and I want to do what she's doing. It has nothing to do with the products. I mean, people already know what Shakeology is for the most part. It's been around for a really long time. They know, they've heard P90X, they've heard what Insanity is. You don't have to talk about and push the programs. I mean, it's really about just sharing your own personal journey and building those relationships with people. Another misconception or struggle that people kind of have with the business is they think that they need to have a fitness following or a lot of people to make this work. And honestly, you don't. Again, it's like, as long as you're just working on yourself and sharing your story, you're building that trust, and people are going to be there. They're going to tell their friends, did you see that girl? Did you see what she's doing? And that's kind of how it starts and it goes. So I mean, when I started, I did not have a lot of Facebook friends, and now I have close to, I don't know, 1,500 or something like that. So it just kind of happens on its own. Another misconception is that you need a lot of extra time and not be working full time. I work full time and I'm making it work. I mean, I commute. My commute is terrible, so it's almost 2 hours each way. So I work my business then. I mean, you just make it work. So you figure that out. I also, a big thing, people are like, well, I'm not really at my goal weight yet, so I'm not really ready for this business. I'm going to wait till I really feel good about myself. Two things about that. First of all, once you reach a certain goal, you then set another goal for yourself, and then you set another goal for yourself. And as you hit those milestones, you keep pushing, you keep making yourself better. So there's never going to be that perfect time where you're going to say, okay, now I'm ready. So also another thing about that is people really relate to you while you're going on your journey. I mean, if you're like already at your like ultimate goal and you have your abs and you look amazing and fit, people are going to be like, she looks amazing. I can never do that. But if you're coaching in the time while you're going on your journey, people are like, wow, look what she's doing. I can relate to that. I have the same struggles that she has, and I can probably do that too. So that's something to think about. So those are just some of the common misconceptions, I think, of coaching that people kind of like, it kind of holds them back. And it's really not like that. Again, like what we really do as coaches is our main goal is about helping people. It's all about helping people and focusing on ourselves and holding ourselves accountable. It almost sounds selfish, but it's really this personal growth where you kind of like, you put yourself out there so you know that people are watching you. So then you're like, oh, they're watching me. I got to keep going, and I got to keep making myself better. And it's all about personal growth. And then you have that big why, like, yeah, I want to be better because I want to be better for my family. I want to be a really good role model for my children. I want to pay it forward to other moms because I know that they were struggling the way that I was struggling. So that's kind of really what coaches do. We just work on helping other people by helping and focusing on ourselves. And then the last thing I just want to leave you with is what I personally love about coaching. The best feeling for me, I mean, working in corporate advertising, it's kind of really unfulfilling. It's not, I don't even know how I ended up there, but I am there. The best thing about coaching is getting those messages in the morning when you wake up and someone says, thank you so much for changing my life. I now have a better relationship with my husband. I now, I feel great. I've lost all this weight. Thank you so much for bringing me into this. Thank you so much for pushing me. Thank you so much for your tough love. That thank you, I mean, it really goes a long way, and it makes you kind of feel like, yes, that is my purpose. It clicks, and it just makes you feel so good. So that's really what I love about coaching. So I think now I'm going to kind of pass it over to Farah. Kira, you're muted.
I was saying,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I was muted. I don't know what's going on. I have headphone problems always. So, hi everyone. First of all, I want to apologize for hopping on a little late, but I was at work and I had to beg to get out early and took no break all day so that I can be on this call. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Farah. I am a nurse and mom of two. My kids are 5 and almost 4. And I have been a coach for a little over a year now. I started my journey last March on this team. And it's funny that I'm late to the call because I kind of want to talk to you guys about something I don't know, and I feel bad because I missed the beginning of Michal. So just make like a head motion if I'm repeating something. But I want to talk about who can coach, because I think a lot of time, I know Michal was just talking about that people sometimes feel like they need to be a certain kind of person, or only, fitness people can be a coach, or only people who have those rock hard abs, because who would want to follow anyone else? And I kind of just wanted to share with you guys that our team is made up of such a diverse group. I mean, obviously you just heard Michal works in corporate America in advertising. I'm a nurse. I work in an emergency room. We have stay-at-home moms. We have, I think, accountants. I might be messing that up. Accountants. We have social workers. So we have like a really nice variety. Other nurses. I bring in my other nurse friends. And fitness instructors too. We have like a really nice variety. Teachers of people who are on this. So it's not just a certain kind of person. I think the only thing that really makes us all the same is just our desire to want to share what helped us and help other people, and kind of be a little bit selfish. And I know you think I'm crazy. We're all a little bit selfish on this team. And that's because one of the biggest things that we have to do in being a coach is, these things called these vital behaviors, right? You need to take care of yourself every day and make sure you're getting your workout in, and make sure you're drinking your Shakeology, because in order to be an example to other people, you need to be doing it too. So we have this kind of business that forces us to be selfish and forces us to take care of our health and take care of our life and put ourselves first and read personal development so that we become better people and we have better experiences and better relationships with everyone around us. And in doing that and in being so selfish, the amazing thing is other people see that. They see that happiness in your life, the true happiness, and they want to know what you're doing. And then you get to share that amazing life-changing experience with them. And that's really what this team is about. So, I mean, unless you don't want to help yourself, which I think is nobody, then I could see why coaching wouldn't be for you. But I think that's a really big part of why we all have become coaches. We start this journey and it's a personal thing, right? Maybe you weren't feeling like yourself after you had a baby, or maybe you fell in love, and being in that happy, comfortable love place caused you to, pack on a little bit of extra weight. Or maybe you're on medication for something like high blood pressure, diabetes, whatever you started your journey, the reason, that's personal. And then when you have the opportunity and you start noticing the people around you are seeing that, and they're getting inspired by you, and they're thinking of their own personal reasons, which may be completely different from yours, but they're seeing that, and then you get to help them make a difference in their life. I mean, that's why we do it, because what better job out there do you really get to do that? Do you get to really satisfy your own needs and your own desires and your own passion, and in turn get to do the same for other people? That's really an incredible gift, honestly, and one that none of us take for granted. And we work really, really hard to take good care of the people who are on our team, other coaches, as well as our customers, and we run groups together. So it's like a really awesome team environment, and there's always that help, which is great. So I think those are really a lot of the big things about why we're doing it. And I never realized how much all of that kind of affected my own life. It's actually a funny story, but I woke up this morning and I was having a horrible day. Right? My kids wouldn't get ready. I think I walked out the door 10 minutes late before realizing that I forgot my sweatshirt, and I work in Antarctica of hospitals. So I had to go back home, which put me even later. And I was just in a bad mood. I got in the car. My kids were like, what's wrong? I was like, it's going to be a bad day. It's just going to be a bad day. It's one of those days you wake up, you're like, it's a bad day. And I dropped my kids off at camp, and I had a good 30-minute drive to the hospital. And I was stopped after they got out of the car, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have the worst day because I already said that I'm going to have the worst day. So now everything that happens, it's just going to be horrible. And I was like, no, like I'm not doing that. And I put on this really awesome motivational speaker that I like, and I listened, and I probably wasn't paying that much attention because I guess I was speeding, and I got pulled over by a state trooper on the highway. True story, everyone. And normally it would have been like the worst day, right? I predicted that, but I was like, nope, it's still going to be a good day. And he came to the window, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I know I was speeding. I was like, I know it's not an excuse that my kids couldn't get out of the house and I forgot my sweatshirt and I'm running late to my shift. I was like, but I take total responsibility for what I did. I was wrong. And he just looked at me and smiled, and he was like, listen, just drive a little slower and have a really good shift and let me go. A state trooper, that does not happen. But it was like my mindset. Normally I would have just been like, here you go. You know, I probably would have been in a bad mood, never rude to anybody, but like, I don't think I would have been as open and friendly and talking to this guy like he was my friend, and I was apologizing for showing up 15 minutes late for dinner, because it's pretty much how it came out. But he let me go. And all day I had things that could have ruined my day happen to me. And I don't know, I had like a really great day. Nothing bothered me. And it was all because I switched my mindset early. And that's something that I think people who are signing up for this opportunity, that's the stuff that nobody talks about at first, right? You talk about how, you know, coming into this will keep you accountable to lose weight, and coming into it, you'll be able to make money, right? Because the reality is everybody asks about the money. Everybody wants to know about, you know, the pounds they can lose and the money they can gain. But the honest truth is this opportunity has given me so much more than that. Even if I gained back all the weight and never made a penny, like I still would not regret a day that I had this opportunity, because of the changes that it made in the person that I am and the relationships that I've been able to have, first of all, with my children, as well as with, you know, people that I'm meeting, or, you know, the people that surround me, my family. So I think that's something that you don't often hear about early, but it's a big part of this opportunity, and it's going to help you grow your business, and it's going to help you stay more consistent in your workouts, and it's going to help you reach out to more people and make that income, because the reality is, you know, I want to leave my job. I want to have my time as my own. A big thing we talk about in coaching is how money is often perceived as the most important currency in life, right? Everything people do, it's how much money does that cost, or how much money will I make? But the truth is, the most important currency that we really have is time. And we take time for granted. And I think a lot of us on this team, I don't mean to speak for Michal or Kira. I mean, Kira's already there, luckily. But for Michal and I, we want our time back. We want our time to be ours. We want to be with our families. I mean, for myself, I want to know that if I wake up in the morning and my daughter's sick, I don't have to worry about calling out of a shift and the backlash that I'm going to get because I have to be home with my child. So I think a big reason why we do this is for time. And at the beginning, it takes a lot of time. We put in a lot of time. We put in a lot of work. But it's just because we're passionate about what we do. And we're passionate about helping others and helping other coaches who are on our team so that they can find that same success and happiness. So I think that's really it. And that answers my what I love. That's what I love about coaching, the friends that I've made and the changes I've seen in myself, because it's huge and life-changing. So I think Kira is up next. I got to mute myself. Hold on.
You mute, I unmute. Awesome. So you guys obviously heard from two of our team members. So Michal, a mom of three, working in advertising, balancing, coaching as well. Farah, a mom of two, a nurse. Like those are pretty, intense jobs, and obviously very busy lives that all of us experience. And so they kind of tapped into the myths and things like that. But I just also want to add on to that is that coming into coaching onto this team, we don't expect you to know everything and anything. We truly teach you everything we know. We'll even teach you the mistakes we've made. We're really open about that because a big thing that we feel is that sometimes something that didn't work for us could work for you, right? Like it's really your own journey and we're by your side, and something that could be incredibly amazing for us might flunk for you. And that's all right, because that's what this is all about. It's a learning about yourself. It's kind of stepping out of your comfort zone and knowing that it's okay to do that. And one of the other really great things about this coaching, and Farah touched on it a little bit, is like the amount of people not only do you get to meet, but that you get to reconnect with. And some of the women that I have either are on this team or are in a challenge group are people that I actually went to high school with and like never spoke to. And now we're super close friends. Who would have thought? There are girls that I've actually coached in back in the day when I was in competitive cheerleading, or even their parents are reaching out to me. It's a really amazing kind of circle of life, as cheesy as that sounds, that kind of comes into place, all because you're sharing your journey. You're sharing your story. And it's not sharing the perfect side of things, because perfection doesn't exist. And take it from me from like, I'm a perfectionist that's recovering and knowing that flaws are okay and accepting that. And honestly, with coaching, it's a life-changing opportunity. Yes, we've got the fitness down. Yes, we've got the nutrition down. But as Farah said, that mindset, like we can't even tell you how valuable that is. And a little bit more, I didn't highlight this in the beginning of my story, but a little bit more about me is that I suffered really badly from depression and anxiety. And I suffered really badly from postpartum depression after having my son. And this coaching opportunity for me personally saved me. It made me for the better. It brought me around. And I can honestly say if it wasn't for the girls on this team, I would still probably be in moments that I get really stuck for a longer period of time. I find now that it's easier to kind of bounce back because this team is like family. And if you've experienced a challenge group, we try to bring that feeling there as well. And a lot of you have kind of seen that. So I like to think that coaching is kind of like an extra upgrade, because those groups are freaking amazing. I know Michal and Farah, although I might not be in their groups, I know the service that they provide. They just share with their hearts. And for us is that we want to teach you whatever it is that you want to know that can make you happier and that can make you successful. And I know some of this sounds kind of like blurred vision, but we can't draw out what your future looks like, right? We can't tell you, oh yeah, you're totally going to make like $2,000 a week within your first month of coaching. Money might not be your goal, right? And that's all right. It might just be more of like, I want to just help 2 people and see where this goes. Or I just really want to focus on me and take my time in building a business. And that's all right. We're a judgment-free zone. There is no judging. For me, it took me a good year to actually get started in this business. I took a good year of kind of cruising and watching everyone and more enjoying the discount of all the products and programs than being able to put myself out there. So I do want to touch up a little bit about that. So like I said, we kind of provide the training, the resources, the tools. It's totally flexible to what your life is like and the time that you want to commit to. But as a coach, you do get 25% off all products, programs, and anything else Beachbody offers. And anytime that you share your journey and you invite somebody along for the fun and they decide to do this with you, be a part of your accountability groups or challenge groups, however you want to call them, you get a 25% kickback. I don't like the word commission. Commission sounds really, really salesy. We try to really refrain away from the sale or being salesy, because we generally do take the time out to get to know people. Some people like to fill up their groups with thousands and thousands of people. We as coaches and Team Redefined, it's all about creating a community with purpose. All right, we're not just going to add people just because. We really want to bring people around that feel supported, feel encouraged, feel inspired by. And in our coaching page, we have that and then some. And if it wasn't for this coaching opportunity, I would never have met my best of friends that are more like my sisters at this point. I would never probably have worked out from home. I didn't think I would be that person that worked out from home. And now I'm like, what do you mean? I can never make it to a gym. I've got a kid that runs around like a lunatic. And some of you who are in my groups have seen my kids. You guys know what I'm talking about. And just like the lady said, being able to invest in yourself. There's no other opportunity, I feel like, or that I have seen, that allows you to invest in yourself, improve yourself, improve your role as, if you're a mom, if you're a wife, if you're a cousin, a sister, whatever it is, truly enables you to be better than you were yesterday. And the future just has so much and endless opportunities. And not to get anyone overwhelmed or anything like that, but I just want to also highlight some of the opportunities that Beachbody Coaching has for our network. So like I said, it's not all about like, oh, I'm not really sure if I want to leave my full-time job. That's cool. If you love your full-time job, you're like, cool, I would like to add something that's more about me and for me. Awesome. But with Beachbody as well, based off how many people we help, they have additional, I'll say, rewards, not only on a monthly basis, but a yearly basis. So I think next year, based off, again, a reward system, where you can go to Punta Cana. Is it Punta Cana, the success trip? Okay, Punta Cana next year. They always have fun trips. Like the girl said, we just went to Nashville, Tennessee. Next year, we're headed to New Orleans. So I also like to look at it as kind of like bonus girls getaway weekend. Especially because our team is so spread out throughout the U.S. Like, we have 2 women in Washington. That's pretty darn cool to have friends in Washington that I would never have met without coaching. And the same thing kind of goes in your accountability groups that you're in. You're probably meeting people that you never in a million years would have crossed paths with. And you see their posts, you see their workout photos or their funny videos. You're like, man, that person motivates me. I guarantee you're doing the same for that person. And think about what you can do if you shared it more and shared it publicly and shared it with other friends and family members. You can motivate people more than what you know. And I just want to wrap up and touch on this, is that somehow, some way, as we grow up to be adults, we all of a sudden forget about those big dreams we had as kids, right? Like, you're 3, 4, 5 years old, and maybe you have kids, and they're like, hey, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be like an Olympic swimmer. I don't know, Olympics is coming up soon. And you say to someone at that age, go for it. You can do whatever you want if you just try. And as we become adults, we become fearful. We become nervous. Oh my gosh, what is this person going to think about me? What is this person going to say? What if I don't have enough time? What if this doesn't work out for me? And we hold back. And we hold back of this almost unknown because it's not written out on the dotted line of what's going to happen. And so for everyone and anyone listening to this, I like to say, take a chance. You'll never know what happens when you truly say yes and you truly give something a try. And worst case scenario, you're like, this really isn't for me? No harm. But after 3 years of this, that's really never the case, guys. Because this team has such, like I said, passion. And we're all passionate about different things, right? Like, we've got people that are passionate about nutrition and hate workouts. They just do. I'm being honest with you. We have people who love working out and hate the nutrition aspect. Or we just have people that love, like, photography, that love music, and they're finding their ways to utilize their interests with the combination of all of this. And that's a really, really amazing to watch that happen. And with our accountability groups, we focus a lot, obviously, on transformations, but coaching is a mental transformation. And I always wish, especially with like the new coaches that like signed up like most recently, or even just anyone that signed up, if I can put that before and after and what it looks like, the doubt, the hesitation, the lack of confidence, the feeling of like, man, I feel stuck. And is this all there is in life? Or wherever it is that you are in life, and where I could take that after and show you what kind of smiles there are and how people are just walking around with confidence, even if they like haven't gotten their roots done in months, or they haven't gone to the nail salon in like a year. There's just this extra of excitement in life. that coaching brings. And sometimes we overthink this opportunity. Actually, a lot of people overthink this opportunity. Again, there's nothing that's going to force you that you don't have to have inventory in your house. You don't have to make a quote unquote sale. You don't have to, work with X amount of people to be a part of like our team. It's your journey. It's your pace. It's your choice. All I wish is that you to say, you know what? I'm going to just give this a try and see what happens. And with a team of nearly 50 women, you're not going to fall very hard because we're all here to catch you. So I hope that you have excitement in your belly as we have for you guys, and circle back with your coach and ask any additional questions. But like I said, this opportunity isn't about the dollar signs. It isn't about get rich overnight. We will help you find your way, find your path, and find a way for you to shine the way everyone is meant to shine. So with that, if you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. If you just need to take a moment and say, I need to think about all this stuff, or talk about it with your spouse, which is obviously expected. Like I said, just connect with your coach, and we hope to see you in the Team Redefined group page, and join us for the rest of an amazing 2016. All right, guys, thank you so much.